Distributive leadership is understanding the strengths of your staff, understanding what is needed to make a successful school, and being able to have the right people in the right places doing the work. Over the last 3 years, we have tried to figure out what works for us. So we started off with Patricia, our director of teaching and learning, just being the coach, the one person that goes in the classroom, supports. And we realized quickly that one person can't do it all.
If I'm running every meeting for every grade level, for every content area, there's not much time for reflection, there's not much time for follow-up. And so the need for team leads became clear. Our leadership team have discussions about what it is that we want. I meet with the team leads and we kind of plan what they're doing with each of their teams, and then they can then speak to their teams about what it is that's expected, what it is the teams are doing, what can they share with one another, whether that's in terms of instructional practices or supports that students need.
Lots of schools have the administrator gives a directive and then, teachers are following it, but there's not a lot of dialogue back and forth. And I think that being a teacher, I'm able to understand what's working and what's not working for teachers, then give that feedback back to administration and say, these things we're able to do, this is maybe a little bit harder, and we're able to make adjustments that don't put too much stress on the teacher, but also help us to meet our goals as a school.
I have the opportunity to give teachers the tools and strategies they need to ensure that they are delivering grade level instruction. I'm familiar with the standards. I know what excellent 6th, 7th, and 8th grade work looks like, and can push teachers across all of our grade levels to hold that as a vision when they're planning their own lessons and looking at their own data. Just like picking a specific question and looking at that one detail really enabled us to see growth, and that's how, like a powerful moment.
Having me write it with them, okay, what did I do first? Okay, what was next? Having it written down for them, I think was great.
They are really able to allow me the space to say why I'm doing what I'm doing. And they respond back with, okay, try this. So it's a symbiotic relationship. So I'm getting things off of them, they're returning the favor back to me. And I feel that this kind of sharing ideas has really impacted my teaching because I use her ideas in my classroom.
We are always having conversations about what kids can do, and we are understanding what we need to do to support them to get better.
We're pretty strategic with our teams and our team leads. So if we have a strategy that we are trying out, or if there's something we're doing with planning that makes sense to have a veteran teacher who I could work directly with, then we provide that. So it's fluid, but it's always conversations between myself and the team leads about what specific teachers need and what support the team lead can provide for a certain teacher and for how long, and what support I would then provide to another teacher and for how long.
Reflecting as a content lead is important because I'm able to then see, okay, what is keeping us from meeting this goal? And just being able to reflect on, okay, I haven't been able to do this, why am I not able to do this? And how can we make this more effective? And how can we make this better? And what supports do we need to do that?
Can we go to my ANET and pull up glows and grows, things that we want to highlight at our meeting? Trust is really crucial if you're going to do distributive leadership. The principal has to trust that the work we have committed to doing will be done. I have to trust that the team leads and I are in sync, and we are providing the supports that we need for our teachers. And our teachers also need to trust that the team leads and myself and the principal are actually providing them or available for them with the supports that they need.
We want to provide an environment where we're talking about strengths in our lessons and weaknesses that we need to improve, and no one feels judged for that work, and it's always framed in the lens of what can we do better.
I don't feel that she is supervising me. It feels that she wants me to see her as someone that has my best interests at heart.
When I do come with an idea, like it's listened to, we are able to think through it and work that out. And that's important to me because that motivates me to keep going.
Everybody has a piece to play in this distributed leadership model, and everybody's feeding up to student outcomes.
I know that they lead like many meetings and stuff, so I think it's their job to make sure that we actually are learning.
Our eye is always to are our students going to leave us ready for high school? So it's a journey. We're still growing, but we have gotten this far, and we're seeing the impact of that